Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Just one yay, one slay for
God
the morning. Really get us in the mood, you know.
Listen, sometimes you need it.
Right. Sometimes you need it. And sometimes that is medicine. You know, sometimes a yay and a slay is healthcare.
Right.
Sometimes it is therapy. Sometimes it is everything. So
Yeah, just a little cough syrup, TM.
right. A little spoonful of sugar. A spoonful of slay, if one could say.
Fuck! Okay, great. I love that. I love that so much. I feel especially old this week.
Okay.
Welcome to Into the Old Bones.
Into the bones are breaking. We're sick. We're sad. We're feeling aging.
Like, for no specific reason, a couple
Right.
days ago, my foot just hurt. There's no...
Cool.
I didn't do anything to it. I didn't sleep wrong. I didn't step on it wrong. It just... Maybe the weather, the humidity, the pressure, I don't know. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
maybe my foot just got bad vibes. I don't know.
Right. Maybe you just like assessed the situation and was like, actually, I don't really like this. And
Right.
decided to hurt. And honestly, respect it. Respect it.
Maybe it knows something I don't, which is scary because
Right.
it's my body.
It's trying to tell you something.
I'm just so tired of being old.
Yeah.
Is this why midlife crises happen? Is this why people get motorcycles? They just want to feel something.
Are you feeling the urge to get a motorcycle?
No, I think my wildest urge is that I got a new heated blanket. Like, that's...
Ooh, yeah. You're living large.
Hey, welcome to Into the Twilight.
Hey.
How are you? Are you back from the dead?
I am revived. I am here.
Are you a vampire now?
Fuck. I mean, maybe. You know,
I'll never
who can
know.
say? Yeah, we'll never know. But I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I am. My happy thing is that I am being reunited. With things from my past, which seems like not a happy thing, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
off
that
the top,
sounds
off rip.
terrifying.
Off rip sounds bad. Don't you worry. Because my mom is currently moving, and so she's like, hey, here's like a box of shit that you never brought with you when you left. So I'm just gonna like, you just take it. Otherwise it's going somewhere. I'm like, fuck yeah, I will take it. That's very nice of you to keep it. Turns out my gamer shit from my youth, my original Wii, my Nintendo DS,
Whoa.
all of the games, all of the hoots that I had from, you know, a decade plus ago are now back in my possession.
You really have been in a gamer era as of late.
I've been in a gamer era as of late, and this is just like the nostalgia, because like now I'm back in like, take me back to the Twilight era. This is it. That was what I was doing. I was playing Animal Crossing City Folk on my Wii and the Hannah Montana dancing game. Because I'm a pro gamer.
Please.
But yeah, and now because of that, I have been playing an ungodly amount of Cooking Mama for the Nintendo DS.
Oh my god. Okay.
Which is, I think I'm in my purest form.
The first recession just had so many better games.
So many bops, you know, like this one, like, okay, God of War, sure, whatever. That's not fun. I don't want to do that. You know, I want to wallow in the disdain of a financial collapse with a very lovely chef who's yelling at me because I'm not cutting things in the right exact way. That's what I want.
The world feels safer with a Wii.
Right.
This
with
episode
Mama
is
at the
sponsored
helm.
by Nintendo's hardware that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Yeah. If you still got it, great. Otherwise, figure it out. But I am very excited. This is in a true, like, healing my inner child moment of like, yes, let's just like disassociate for the world and try to make a beautiful I don't even remember, squidding pasta, sure, in
Fuck.
Cooking Mama, you know? Let's just do a little chef moment. And that's my truth.
I love games like Cooking Mama where it's like very inconsequential pressure.
Yes. Right.
Where it's like it's not low stakes to me. I take it very seriously.
Right.
But
my job is important.
I think it's also the aesthetics too, right? Like I'm not in college anymore, so I can't play League of Legends or WoW because I didn't like the person I was when I didn't pee or eat for 12 hours. So it's like I can handle that pressure when it is such a cute game.
Right. And it's like, yes, I will grind to get a gold medal on this souffle or whatever. Because I'm doing it for Mama.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm doing
this
it for Mama.
For me. I'm doing it for Mama. I can't let her be disappointed in me.
God. Here's what I really want.
Yeah.
I really want a Cooking Mama version, but we're in the fucking diner in Forks.
Yes. And we can just like shake those ketchup bottles really aggressively,
yes.
You know?
we have to get a proper squeeze bottle of ketchup for Bella so that she's not shaking glass around.
Right. There's a cameo of Stephanie Myers at the diner, you know, at the bar, you know.
Charlie coming in every single day.
Every day.
Every
Getting
day.
the same thing. No variety. No change.
I would honestly... Yeah. I feel like that's one of the only games that Twilight could make. I would eat that up.
Yeah. How are you, my dude?
I'm here. I'm pleased to provide a weather report that the Pacific Northwest is no longer being hotboxed by climate change. We have rain for the first time in like 3 months, and our air is breathable for the first time in 3 months.
Incredible.
That's the big win. It's not my happy thing, though. I mean, it is, but, like, that's not hashtag content, you know?
Yeah, no. But I appreciate that you were at least in a more breathable situation.
Honest to God. It's great to, like, open my windows, you know? My happy thing this week is second breakfast.
Okay. This was not what I was expecting you to bring up, by the way. Because there's a big elephant in the room.
Yes, I am aware. I'm defying expectations. I'm a multi-dimensional person.
Yeah, you do have layers. That is true about you.
I know what people are like. What do you mean? It's the Monday after Taylor's album. Why are you talking about Taylor? Listen, leave me alone.
I want to talk about second breakfast. Okay.
I want to talk about second breakfast, and I'm crying on my own time, and it's not content. So I want to talk about second breakfast.
Hell yeah. Tell me everything.
I wouldn't consider myself, by any sense of the word, a Lord of the Rings or Hobbit stan.
Sure. Yeah.
I've seen the movies. I tried to read the books. I'm going to be honest, I don't get it. Like, I don't...
Yeah, that's fair.
The cast is hot. I get that. Yeah. The soundtrack's pretty. I get it. It's just, like, it's not my truth. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's pretty, it's fine. But, like, it's not, you know, whatever. I was doing other things. I was living a life. Nerds.
Right.
I played sports. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. I was a jock. So.
Yeah, sorry. I beat you all up. I didn't. I just wanted to be you. It was projection. I'm sorry. But here's the thing about second breakfast. I wake up early. I have my whole life. And I don't know about you all, but the idea of eating food when I wake up at like 6 or 7 in the morning, it feels like trying to eat pennies. I can't do it. It's awful.
Yeah, it's a chore for sure.
Here's the thing though. I have to take medicine in the morning. So it's a battle against myself. What I finally found out, what it's taken me 28 years to find out, is that I can do something that I call second breakfast, which is I have a granola bar right when I wake up. Right. So I have something in my stomach so that when I take my medicines, they don't come back up and I have to do the fucking process all over again. But I'm not hungry at that time, so I do it out of spite. and anger.
Sure. Right.
And then when I'm actually hungry, like 2 or 3 hours later, then I eat breakfast.
Oh my god.
Because I don't know if you all know this, because it took me 28 years to learn this. Granola bar, not breakfast.
No, not breakfast.
It will not last you to lunch. So I take it, I wait for my meds to kick in, and then my body becomes more of a human, and I say, oh, food does sound good. I can eat now. And then I eat, and I enjoy it. And that
interesting concept, yeah.
is an interesting concept that took me a really fucking long time to figure out.
Yeah.
And it works, which is annoying.
Right. It just turns out healthy habits do kind of actually know what they're doing. You know? It's fucked up.
Frustrating. And so if that is something where you also find it very difficult to eat when you wake up, but you have to because you take medicine or just like, blood sugar.
Sure. A lot of reasons.
Yeah. But you realize like you actually want food later on in the day. It turns out you don't have to wait until lunch.
Right. You can't but stagger it,
Yeah.
in a way that will make your body like you and your brain work in good ways.
So unfortunately, that is what I'm bringing. It is a happy thing because I do like breakfast foods. It's just when I was eating them in the morning, I didn't like them because my body was like, no, we're not open for business.
Yeah, it tastes like 6 a.m. and that's no good.
It tastes like it was like being back when I worked in retail and there was someone banging on a door 5 minutes before opening and I was like, I'm not ready for this. Stop.
Stop it. No more.
We have some news.
We do.
I didn't mean that to be so dramatic. I was just really thirsty. The first of which being Andrew Liner, who is currently profiled in Pop Sugar.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that right now we are watching him weekly play the Mason Ashford.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of fucked up how cute this kid is.
It's literally it's buck wild. Like he's got perfect like pretty boy teen heartthrob energy.
And I don't know if I need to ask our producer what he's done before. But like how has he not been in like a Netflix rom-com? He has that exact energy.
Completely.
Like Noah Clementine who? Like okay, he was in Grown-ish, which I've never seen.
Okay. All right. So
prior to this.
That tracks. But yeah, I want to see him in like I want him to be Noah Centineo. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's what it
like,
was, not Clementine.
Clementine. Like he has that energy of just like soft boy, but also really fucking cute and like, can be compelling in those ways and is not from what we know so far, doesn't seem like an asshole. So checking all the boxes here.
That is the thing, unfortunately, with a lot of these people who like, this is not the first thing they've ever done, but this is one of the first like more public things they've ever done. I'm just like, I like you. Please don't make me regret that decision.
Right. I want to continue to support you and like you.
One of the things that the Monica Sisovat asked was what Andrew's favorite vampire project to date was. And Andrew said that he's looking forward to the new Interview with the Vampire because he really liked the 1994 movie.
Yes.
And I will say, I've heard nothing but good things about that show.
Yeah, I think we need to do a retraction because I feel like when that was first being teased, we were hopeful about it, but we were like, I don't know, is this going to be good? And it turns out it's very good. Everything I've heard of it is amazing. So maybe we should do it.
I agree.
But yeah, so we'll see.
The other thing that I love about this is they asked him like what your dating profile would say. And again, this child is 22, so like I'm looking at him kindly, but he's he's a baby. And he says, it would probably say something along the lines of, I'm an actor, I'm an athlete, I'm 22, I'm in this new TV show called Vampire Academy, I'm a gentleman, and I want to explore the world. Like, you are a baby, and I want you to be safe.
I do think in other additions to him being a baby, this answer of what's the most romantic thing you've ever done is great, because he's like, well, it's kind of pathetic. It's very basic. I did drive 6 hours to give a girl I liked a letter.
I hope that's what like the casting director heard for their decision.
That's him.
Like, what's the most Mason thing about you? And then he said like, oh, well, I wrote this girl a letter, and instead of mailing it and supporting the USPS, I drove 6 hours to give it to her. Do you think it was 6 hours total or 6 hours one way?
I feel like it has to be one way, right?
That's very Mason behavior. Anyways, I love this child. I hope that I don't have to retract that at some point. Last piece of news here. Another vampire show that we have not seen.
Big news.
So this is not surprising. However, I do think that the article is incorrect. So this is from a longtime friend of the show, Showbiz Chi-Chi.
Yes, welcome back.
This came out as of this week. The article is titled "The Vampire Diaries Filmed as Pilot While Twilight Was Filming in the Same City." This doesn't surprise me. In the fact that, like, of course, The Vampire Diaries would film in Vancouver.
Right.
Because who doesn't film in Vancouver? Especially back in, like,
the hottest
2009.
Place. Yeah, completely. Yeah.
They might have been filming New Moon? No, they say Twilight. Okay. But it's like, if they were talking about Twilight, one, Twilight wasn't just filmed in Vancouver. They did a lot of filming in Portland. Not only, but quite a bit.
Right.
One of the things that they mentioned, though, which I did not know, is that apparently The Vampire Diaries and Twilight film scenes in the same place at the same time, which feels illegal. I didn't know that was possible.
Right. Yeah, where's the SAG-AFTRA like rules on that?
How is that? I didn't know that was allowed, but who's to say?
Yeah, the streams, I guess, were literally being crossed, which is fascinating.
Which makes a lot more sense, because the only thing that I know about The Vampire Diaries is that, like, especially early on, they make fun of Twilight a lot. Yeah. It's just to do that in front of Catherine Hardwicke's face feels rude.
Feels disrespectful, like, while you're on the same lot, assumingly.
Yeah.
It's really rude. But,
okay. Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a bold move to make, but okay.
Yeah, but hey. I respect it.
Listen, it wouldn't be the first bold choice for the CW to make, so.
Correct, yes.
When we last talked about the Vampire Academy show, things were sad.
Yeah.
Things weren't going very well for all involved.
Everyone's kind of having a bad time.
Right.
Collectively.
We had the breakup on the dance floor.
Ugh. But not before Christian was like, hey, here's another element. You should think about it.
Right. We got Lissa being kicked off her current purpose of queen.
Yes.
Janine was there. What else happened last time? Mia and Meredith. Woo woo.
Yeah, still scheming and also gay.
Right. Question mark.
Question mark.
We got introduced to the Psy-Hounds, Christian's parents.
Oh yeah, that's a big
like a big part of the picture.
Here and organizing for Strigoi crimes.
Jesse brushing up against death too much and still not dying.
Yeah, fucked
but
up.
Then Victor, did die. So.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. Except he didn't.
Yeah.
Not only is he not dead, he also has a really attractive husband.
Yeah, so this episode is titled Benchmark.
Yes.
And so in the book, Victor was a loner. He was ill and dying. And then he had his daughter, Mia. And it was pretty clear, looking back, like, oh, Victor's the villain. It's, we got it. We get it.
Yeah.
Now, they're playing Victor as, like, we're supposed to care about him.
Yes,
he's
there's a lot more
kind,
backstory.
Supporting Lissa a lot more. Sonia cares about him. He's got this hot husband.
Right.
Like,
yeah, he's a gay icon. Like,
right, exactly.
What am I supposed to do now? Think he's the villain? No.
Yeah. And weirdly enough, his husband, who I don't remember his name. Oh, well. He was hot. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. I was just too distracted.
All I can remember is Sonia called him Papa. Cornelius. And I was like, okay. He was like fine with Sonia using her powers on him.
Right.
He was like, you shouldn't have done that, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right, but it was okay that it happened.
Yeah. Very,
Much to think about.
Much to think about. I'm also interested there. One of the things that I noticed in this episode, amongst the past 3 episodes that we've watched, I'm finding it hard. If I was just watching the show, if I hadn't read the books, I would not like Rose.
Yeah.
And that sucks because they are making her so uptight. Yeah. And that is not Rose at all.
Right, because in this, like, it feels like Lissa, she's not, like, the carefree one of the group here, but she does have a bit more flexibility of, like, breaking the rules and, like, having a little fun or whatever, which, like, kind of happens in the book, but, like, she also cares a lot about tradition and a lot about doing what's right for the family and the memory of the family or whatever. And Rose is always, like, doing fun shit. And it feels like a weird...
the choice that they're making. And I don't...
Because, like, I miss her witty comebacks. I miss her being a little bit of an asshole. I miss her bonds with all these different people and, like, all those different ways of it being kind of hilarious and a little annoying. Like, I love it. Where is that? Because now I'm not really getting anything besides she just wants to be the best. Right. Which is also what she thought in the books. But now it's just that and nothing else. Which is...
she's
not
just
great.
So flat in the show so far, and that's an incredible disservice to her character. And it makes me mad. So
yeah, I'm pissed.
What I will say, a highlight of this episode for me was the, like, drop dead gorgeous looks that Tatiana was bringing to the council.
Oh my god, she was absolutely serving. She knew she had a role to play and was like, hey, I'm gonna charm the pants off of this council. I'm gonna be drop dead gorgeous over here. And she succeeded.
I was already on board with her when we saw the animal print earlier in this episode, but I think it was like cobalt blue suit was so pretty. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Tatiana's making her moves.
It's
in more ways than one. So
one thing I will say about the show in general is it feels like they have people on set who know how to do makeup, hair, and styling for Black actors.
Yeah, for sure.
because
and lighting too.
And lighting especially.
Yeah, like I think it's really like clear in a way that it's like not obvious, right? Because like it feels natural with everyone else. That's the way that they are looking. Like it's not like oftentimes what happens is it's like it's very jarring because people don't know how to light correctly and like, actually accommodate for different skin tones. So it's like much more jarring and like much more obvious. But this, like, the way it feels so seamless, it's like, oh, you actually know what the fuck you're doing and, like, have your shit together across all those areas. And it's like, hell yeah. Because everyone looks fucking fire in the show. Like, I don't know what movie magic is on these lenses, but they all look so good.
I think that is something that I've realized more as we've watched more media is that when things are done well, it often is hard to point out. Because it feels like it feels seamless. It's just more of like when it's done bad, it's easy to point out. And so I think that I've noticed a lot that when Rose goes to the bar, she takes her hair out of the like either the ponytail or the braid that she's wearing. And it feels, I mean, one, it's a very like code switchy choice.
Right.
But I think that that's something I've noticed a lot is it all like the clothing too feels natural when they're not in their like jumpsuits and stuff. So I agree.
Yeah.
It must have been like 15 or so minutes into the episode when I sent you a voice memo pissed. Because the whole episode is about the benchmarks. Which I don't remember that that's what they called them in the book. But they're doing the like...
I think they were the trials.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. Right.
Because obviously, like, we've had the ranking thing. That's not new. But they're starting the, like, fake Strigoi, everyone's on guard, you have to swap guardians, that test already. And which came a lot later in the books, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's wild that Meredith had a planned family visit for this, but okay.
Yeah. It's like, hey everyone, let's see what we're doing.
Yeah. I did think to make it more visual, I thought it was smart that they used those collars with the fake blood.
Yeah.
Because later on that did give me an unfortunately like very hot experience.
It used to be very sexy later.
It was. The problem though, I know this show has made some creative choices. So far, I've understood. Even if I haven't agreed. This one, I don't agree with.
Yeah, I am fundamentally against this choice.
I'm against it and I don't understand it. Because in the books, Eddie is supposed to be with Lissa. Because at this point, right, like, it is established Lissa is going to be with Rose, and so she throws that whole hissy fit.
Right.
And Rose is supposed to be with Christian, and she's like, motherfucker, why? I don't like you. Like,
yeah, this sucks.
Right. And if I remember right, I think Eddie is supposed to be with Jesse. Or not Eddie, Mason was with Jesse.
Yes, Mason was with Jesse. Yes, I believe that's right.
Yeah, that was what in the books, where it was like, Rose is with Christian, Mason... No. Rose, Christian, Eddie, Lissa.
Lissa, yeah.
Mason, Jesse.
That's
how I think it was in the books. And then they got all fucky with it in this. And they were like, what if we put Rose with Jesse? For why?
Literally, for why?
It makes no sense.
No. Like, there's no motivation for any of that.
Especially when they haven't established that Rose has fucked Jesse yet. Which in the books had already occurred.
Right, and already had the rumors and shit about all of that.
Yeah, like, because at that point, when they had, like, almost fucked, that's when Dimitri was like, don't be a blood whore, and then had told her about the other Zeklos.
Yes. Right. So this is, like, throwing all of that into a loop.
Exactly.
Because now we don't have that foundation. And
No.
now it's like...
No, it's just that Jesse is an asshole. So
right,
why would she...
It just seems like Jesse sucks, and that's it. And it's like, okay, but
Yeah.
this feels like there's more here.
Right.
Because we're already building with, like, the Dimitri tension a little bit at
Exactly.
this point. And the Mason stuff. So now it just feels like love triangle stuff as opposed to, like, someone spreading lies about an encounter they had as, like, blackmail. And
Especially because
like,
Mia is gone girl this episode. And there's no explanation.
Right. No, she's not around. It's like, okay. What?
Right.
And it's also weird in the context of, like, Christian and Rose's relationship.
Exactly.
Because, again, Christian is, at this point, a pretty stymied character. Like, he has... I mean, now he has, like, sort of the motivation that Lissa had in terms of, like, the boxes and the, you know, the threats and all those kind of things. Now it's just in a different context of, like, communicating with his estranged and now Strigoi family members. But, like, we still don't get him being, like, kind of an asshole in the same way that we're not getting that from Rose. And so their whole, like, friendship journey just, like, doesn't exist anymore.
No, and that was the whole thing of her being paired with Christian was people were like, why would you... Because eventually, like, one, it helps them build that friendship, which is huge. Yes. And we get to see those dynamics. But eventually, when she does end up doing a really good job of taking care of him, so many people were like, why are you doing that for Christian? He's no Zara. And she was like, fuck you. That's Christian.
Yeah. Hey. Right.
And she's not going to do that for Jesse when why would anyone, like, everyone wants this dude dead. Like.
Right. Everyone. Nobody likes this guy.
The only thing that they kept the same is Eddie is still with Lissa. Thank God.
Thank God I missed my boy.
God, I love him so much. But they put Mason with Christian. Why are we giving all of the fundamental character building in the show to men? Mm-hmm. Why?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense why it's all being, like, muddled around. So we're ending up with, like, no real depth to these characters.
Right. Yeah. They all get passed around so much that they're all just kind of still at the same level of not really a lot of going on, which is, like, confusing because each one, at least in the books, have, like, a really strong, you know, objective or personality or anything, you know, some sort of purpose. But now it's just kind of like, oh, it's just like mix it all around and see if it makes more interesting. It's like, I guess, but, like, now we're just kind of still at square one.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, actual development. And we're, like, 4 episodes in.
Right.
You know?
We're almost halfway through. And right now, the characters with the most depth by the end of this episode are Mason, Christian, and weirdly, Sonia.
Yeah.
And, like, Sonia's makes sense. Like, it makes sense for that to be a B plot because it helps Lissa. But they don't know, like, it's made more sense a little bit in this episode when she's studying. But there's not been an explicit connection yet for that.
Yeah.
I'm so confusion about it.
Yes,
I will say,
I agree.
Mason and Christian are very pretty. Thank you. And so the conversation between the two of them, I get. Yeah. But that depth especially with their relationship, is supposed to happen in Spokane and not now.
Right. Yeah. We're kind of jumping.
We're fucking everything up.
Yeah. Right.
Same with how did you feel about Lissa's list of suitors?
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of fucking things up, because we kind of talked about it last week, where it was like, oh, hey, we're really scared that we don't have enough guardians, so we should A, get to fucking, and B, lower the ages of, like, when, or at least in this episode, it's like lower the age of when you can do it to, like, 16.
Right.
Which is bananas, because they're already children set out to die. And they're like, but what if you were just a little bit younger? And we also did that. Cool. Thank you for serving your great country.
Right, thank you.
Thank you for your service. And so at this point, like, Lissa's already down bad because she is not with Christian anymore. And now she's like, fuck, I don't have enough family members that aren't, like, 7th percentage of a cousin, perhaps, to make a quorum.
Yeah, this is some real, like, royal lineage shit.
Right. It's really like bloodline type of shit. Like that level of like, you know, fully going down that specifically. And so I think it's Victor, right? Who's like, hey, here's maybe like a little plansies we could do here to get you back on there if you just marry a Maroi.
Yeah. Is it ideal? No, but it's the only way to really fight Tatiana.
But if you want
legally
to like make sure that Tatiana doesn't have just a full widespread of power for no reason and without any challenges to it, because it seems like nobody else is really challenging her,
right?
We should do this. And so they do this like speed dating montage, which I found very charming.
It was cute. The kids were cute.
It was really cute. The kids were cute. They really had a good time. We saw more of Lissa's compulsion in the special effects department here, of like literally gold squiggles coming out of her mouth when she's telling someone to scram, which I thought was very funny. I really loved that. And then one of these fine chaps, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of a nerd, you know, like I read a lot of like forbidden and old dusty books that nobody knows exists or whatever. And Lissa's like, wee hello? What is that? Can you where? What I want to know about spirit, and I want to know about all these things that are only in Maroi that I can't read, and which I loved.
There was one of the students had like a blue streak in their hair.
Okay, that guy was gay, right? Like
right.
That.
Gay. Also, the kid talking about the books, gay.
Yes, there was a lot of homoerotic energy happening.
I think blue streak hair kid was definitely queer, but I thought he was the best out of all of them.
Yes, yeah, I think he convinced. he was much more like made sense in that regard.
Especially since all just, like, really... Jesse is on the list, which is grody.
Right. Yeah, and so everyone's like trying to make their pitch of be like, hey, here's why I should be there, because I also want to be a part of this like this thing, and it's all the time it's just like bad. And the guy with the blue hair is just like, you think I should go blonde? Like, do you think I think it'd be kind of a serve, do you think? Or no? Yes or no?
So here's the thing that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
When the Guardian trials happened, it was in the second book last time.
Yeah.
Because Mason had already gone. Yeah. Because of Spokane. Because the thing is that during the trials, the reason why Rose choked is she was seeing Mason's ghost.
Yes,
and
right. There's
Mason
so much more context.
Was warning her about the wards, and she didn't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's confusing that, one, they're doing it this early.
Yeah.
And condensing all this down. And that Mason right now is competing for seeing his dad, which feels like it's coming from left field.
Yeah.
And also that it's... When this happened last time, they had to change some things, right? So, like, the way that it happened in the books is that they had, like, 6 days on, 1 day off. So they knew on, like, that Sunday, right, the Lord's Day, TM, right. They wouldn't be attacked. Whereas here in the show, they have, like, on hours and off hours, which feels less real. Like, honestly, that's more like how Strigoi work, because they're not supposed to attack in the daytime as of now. Right. But, like, whatever. So they do the fucking trial in the church. Whereas when this happened last time, it happened outside, like, in the courtyard. Why? First of all, why are we attacking architecture? Why are we breaking pews?
People work really hard to build those. Okay.
Yeah. Lumber is not cheap right now. Did you all know that?
Right.
Those are probably, like, 500 years old. Anyways.
Yeah.
What I will say, this setup of all of them being trapped in the church and fighting was unfortunately very hot.
It unfortunately did really set up for something. I'm excited because I'm like, oh man, what are they gonna do? Oh no, like I guess we'll all have to kiss each other, I guess, and like fight really hard.
Because they started the episode with Rose working one-on-one with Dimitri. And it's not in that like side room where it was in the books. It's just out in the open. Which is fine. It makes it a lot harder, I think, for them to be flirty. But I thought that, and yet here they are, just Rose pressing Dimitri up against a pew.
Mm-hmm.
Him, having a mouthful of blood, I didn't realize was going to be very attractive.
Yeah.
I also think the way that they shot that, did it not feel like so obvious that they're trying to set up for him becoming a Strigoi?
Yeah, like that's what I was taking from that. Like it felt very, I don't know, it feels very deliberate in the way that they're like making it look, of being like, uh-oh, something's gonna happen, like something bad's gonna turn, and this, I'm nervous.
I worry about the people who haven't read the books, but the thing is like, if they do that by the end of this season, I'm honestly gonna flip a table, because we have nothing.
We can't.
We don't have the yearning.
No, there's no anything yet, besides like very basic like montages of nothing. Like there's no actual conversations, there's no real depth or momentum or anything with this. And we can't just skip to that moment right now, because that would be wild, because otherwise why does anyone care about any of this?
Right. It wouldn't be enough for Rose to travel across the world to go kill him.
Right. Certainly not.
No, she'd just be like, damn, rip to a
that
hottie.
sucks.
Like,
right.
Guess I'll find another one.
Right.
The other thing that I found very hard about this, right, is like Mason in general.
Yeah.
But Mason is the one in this storyline who wants to break all of the rules instead of follow them. And Rose is the one who wants to follow the rules. Where are we?
Right.
What timeline is this?
Like, what's going on?
When has that ever happened?
No.
Because he is not supposed to be this reckless until the ski lodge. Like, when he goes to Spokane. Why would we be there right now?
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm confused.
But we don't... I'm glad that he went after Christian. Christian was being a little... Christian pissed me off when he saw that note and was like, damn, this looks like a trap. Guess I should go.
I guess I should just, like, see what it's about, though.
Like,
just to be sure, you know?
Yeah, I guess I should try to convince Jesse to take me outside the wards.
Fool.
The other thing, okay, I'm not done with this episode. Where's Ferrero? You know, I think Ferrero hated this episode.
Yeah, she has to have, because this is what left the building. This is everything we have built up towards.
It's gone. It's all gone. I will say, Christian, like, going weak for his mom. I liked that. I thought that was in character.
Mm-hmm.
However, the idea that Christian would freeze in front of a Strigoi, fake news.
Right.
Incorrect. Yeah. I don't like it.
Well, I think, too, though, with because we haven't really even gotten to the thing of magic as a fighting tool, right? Like, Moroi don't fight still in this universe. And, like...
That's true. They haven't introduced his aunt yet.
Right. And, like, the fact that, too, that we didn't have what could have been the best TV moment ever of Christian lighting Jesse on fire.
Fuck!
Like, I think we're not in that headspace of, like, people even using it as, like, a laugh, you know? As opposed to, like, also something they could use in combat. And I think there's, like, a hesitation with that outside of, like, you know, lighting the candles in the church or whatever. We're not really seeing a like rage out of him, or like an impulsiveness, I guess, out of him in that way. Which like
They're
seems
cowards.
Yeah, right. It's like, ugh. Hate it.
It's unfortunate because I feel like they are taking steps, and some of them I like, but at the end of the day, I feel like if you hadn't read the books, you wouldn't know anything about these characters.
Yeah, completely.
And that sucks. I feel like at this point, though, the biggest change was, so Sonia did unfortunately almost tell Mikhail in the greenhouse, but she did fuck him, and then her eyes went all black, and then she did revive the bird, so that's a thing.
Right.
And if that is how they are planning to show the darkness, that's going to be a lot harder for Lissa to hide.
Yeah. Right, because like her eyes go fully black. Yeah.
Right, because that
obvious,
was if Rose can't tell that, then we have bigger problems.
Yeah, girly.
How did you feel about the conversation between Christian and Dimitri in the church? Because that had me actually like teary-eyed.
Yeah, I was emotional for sure. I think obviously the fact that they're just like getting the bulk share of like development here is interesting, because really they're talking about all these other people that just don't get the opportunity to be more than flat, right? But like their little understanding and stuff of each other, I think, is really sweet. And I think kind of what I would want from Christian sort of friendships in this sort of stage of his character, I guess. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of like respect and stuff in there. That
I also felt like it was if it wasn't clear with Dimitri and the blood, that should have been very clear to an audience of like, he's gonna be gone, girl, pretty soon.
Yeah, felt very, very farewell energy, for sure. You know,
I did feel like by the end of this episode, though, that we got critical character developments for Mason. Like Mason actually finally acting like Book Mason.
Yes.
And Dimitri acting more like Book Dimitri.
Yeah. Getting a little jealous jelly bean over here.
A little jelly bean.
And I love it. That's one little jealous jelly bean.
The problem, though, is that like I'm more on Mason's side at this point because the television show hasn't developed Rose's character.
Right. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because we're not supposed to be on Mason's side.
No, at all. He's supposed to be a little twerp.
Yeah.
God.
I got very soft when I heard Dimitri say Rosa for the first time. It
I can't.
Hurt a lot.
Yeah. I can't do this. I can't keep doing this.
I can't when I know that like the way that they are bending this timeline, he could be gone at any second.
Right.
And I don't...
Or maybe the television writers were very nice and were like, hey, maybe Dimitri doesn't have to turn into a Strigoi ever.
And that also doesn't help
for us.
Her development.
No, of course not.
Also, how did you feel about the end when he was like, I'm going to call you all these little sweet nothings, and then I'm going to trick you into another test with that bag over
I missed
head.
it. Yes, I fucking love Dimitri.
It's fucking
this
Dimitri
kind of
right there. Because that was the whole thing about Book Dimitri, is he was like, never let your defenses down. And I feel like he's, in the show, fucking letting his defenses down and not emphasizing this like balance of being like, do what I say and not what I do.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
Because like the whole thing too with him is like he's never caught slipping often, right?
Right.
And like even when he has stuff with Rose in the books and like things heat up a little bit, like there are clear boundaries of him being like, I have to like make a choice here, and like we can only do this if like this and this or whatever. Like there's like he only gets freaked out when like he realizes that he can't control how he feels about her anymore.
Yeah.
But like this is too early to like even like being to like go down on those morals and training and stuff.
Which is why it made me nervous when Alberta was like, God damn it, Rose. Jesse's pissed at you. You need to get your shit together. And then she saw Rose and Dimitri acting a little like flirty. If she's catching on right now instead of after he died and she came back, we're fucked.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we got nothing.
Because the whole thing is that like none of her and Dimitri's superiors knew because he was so goddamn good at his job.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so nervous. We hit the halfway point next week. And I did see on the Vampire Academy Instagram account that I'm not reading spoilers for the episodes because I should know how this is going and I'm not. But I did see a confirmation that there is an actor who's playing Adrian in this show.
Oh my gosh.
Which has me freaked out because when is he like, hello?
Yeah. Where are you?
Where are you? We're halfway through.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
So that is very interesting to me. Yeah. But we have some amazing patrons to thank. Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Katie Black.
Ooh. Thank you to Kylie Minty.
Ooh. Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ooh. Thank you to Mulch Gray.
Mulch. Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Ooh. Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
Thank you to Katya Karp.
Pew, pew,
Meow, meow.
Thank you to Hope Castile.
Ooh. Thank you to Rachel Ashford.
Ow. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ooh. Thank you to Samara Rinaldi.
Pew pew. Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh. Thank you to Tess Avery.
Ow. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh. Thank you to my mom, your mom, our mom, Kelly Beck.
Mom.
Man.
Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to Laura Forty.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ooh. Thank you to Maria Swan.
Ooh. Thank you to India Peach.
Ooh. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ow. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Evishkov.
Ooh. I have a fan fiction for you that I found myself.
Hell yeah. Wow.
Thank you. It is from the author Cuddly PCY, and it is titled Once Again. It was published, as we were recording this, yesterday.
Oh, shit.
This
hot
is
off the presses.
Hot. Still steaming. The summary of this is, it's Rose's 5-year high school graduation reunion, and she meets Mr. Belikov again. A relationship ensues.
Ooh.
With a resigned sigh, she reached out to grab the punch spoon, but jumped when another hand brushed hers at the same time. She turned her head to apologize, and her mouth went dry when she saw her old gym teacher, Mr. Belikov. He smiled in recognition at her, and she couldn't help but notice that he had gotten even more attractive. She didn't think that could be possible. He was always the hottest teacher at the school, only 10 years older than her when he taught her, and Rose had had a major crush on him for a while. Obviously, she did nothing about her feelings when she was in school, as it was illegal, but now she was 23, he was 33. And God, he was gorgeous. "Hello again, Rose," Mr. Belikov said, gesturing her to take some punch first. "Hello, Mr. Belikov," she replied. "Please, you can call me Dmitri now. You're an adult." Rose embarrassingly blushed, but nodded with a smile. "How have you been the last 5 years?" he asked. "Pretty great," she replied. "I've got a job at a gym as a personal trainer." "Personal trainer?" "Yeah, I mean, gym was my favorite class in high school, and as I have a lot of energy, I figured it would be the best job for me." Dmitri laughed, an impressed look on his face, and Rose felt her stomach clench at how handsome he looked. "Do you still teach here?" she asked. "Yes, I do. I love my job very much." "That's good. Everyone loved your class, and most of the girls had a crush on you, so it'd suck if you left." "Really?" Rose swore she could see a hint of blush on his cheeks, but convinced herself that it must have been the dim lighting. Dmitri wasn't the type of person to be affected by compliments. "Yeah, and it looks like a lot of them still do," she commented as her eyes scanned the room. A lot of the women were looking over in their direction and giving Dmitri lust-filled gazes. When she looked back at him, though, she was surprised to see his eyes solely on her instead of the other women in the room. It caused her to blush again, and she knew he could see it by the smirk that grew on his lips. "So, by any chance, are you one of the girls who had a crush on me?" he asked. End scene.
My heart. I can't. Ugh.
Can you imagine having to do the presidential fitness test for Dmitri?
God, I would simply just pass away. I would walk away, drop out of school, and never return.
I would disappoint him.
Yes, certainly I would disappoint him. Yeah.
So anyways, that is just a fresh little fan fiction for you all to hold you over until next week.
Yeah. Ugh.
Take care of yourselves. Tell your friends about the show. Our show, yeah. And also the Vampire Academy show. And take care of yourselves with the eclipse that's coming up this week.
Yes. Get your moon stuff in order.
Yeah. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
And get whipped.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.